welcome, podcast listeners. It is episode number 311 of the Threat Talk podcast. You are joined this week by your host, Mr. BudgetPedalChap. You are joined by Oh My Ghost. It's Josh.
Oh My Ghost.
He's wearing a ghost.
He says because he's wearing a ghost shirt.
He is. Yeah, it wouldn't have worked with Oh My like Combichrist or Oh My Ramstein or something.
Combichrist. Well done for knowing Combichrist. I would not have expected you to know that.
Yeah, boy knows.
I'm very surprised, I must admit.
Get in, I'll get some internet points for today then. Woo!
Do.
We're also joined by Mr. Matt Quine, who probably has about as much of a clue who Combichrist are as I do.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about a combine harvester, to be fair.
I mean, yeah, the Combichrist Harvester 3000 is
that what Jeremy Clarkson uses with his Lamborghini tractor?
That one, yeah, it's aspirational gear, that is. It's like having a Lamborghini tractor, that is, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Fun fact, the only time I've ever done a VIP and met the band was with Combichrist.
Nice.
I thought you were going to talk about Jeremy Clarkson.
Yeah, it was me and Jezza went to see Combichrist.
For Prime Minister. Jezza for Prime Minister.
Oh dear, no, we can't. We all joked about that with Boris, didn't we? When he was a laugh when he was the mayor. Let's get him into PM, and then he absolutely fucked it, didn't he? He absolutely fucked it. But,
yeah, well, that's people like that for you.
I mean, it's politics, and we don't do politics. Not on air, anyway. Anyway, gentlemen, before we even get into all of this stuff, I'd like to share something this week. I've got a very, very proud to announce that we are sponsored by Affordable this week.
Where's Lee and his soundboard when we need him for once?
There we go. It's like Lee was in the room. I mean, but you are all listening to what's being said, and you've not repeated the same bit of information yet. So it's not quite like we're touching close, but not perfectly on the Lee thing. So we're sponsored by Affordable this week. Affordable bring you pedals from DemonFX, JSA Effects, Mosky, Joyo, and Caline at amazing prices. They're a UK company with all their stock ready to ship in fantastic recyclable packaging. I was very impressed by the packaging. I've got to admit, I really like a recyclable package because we get so much crap through our post box week on week. Just the fact that it's not making a footprint is beautiful. If you want to check out some really cool pedals at amazing prices, go to affordaboard-pedals.co.uk and check them out. Awesome.
Cool.
I've used them before and yeah, great service. Right, so gentlemen, how are we?
Splendid. How are you?
Yeah, good.
Splendid. I mean, I'm in a room that is not very well lit.
Lit below waist height.
That's it. Yeah, kind of demonic lighting.
He is the golden cock.
It does look a bit that way. I tell you what, it'd look more like if I do that. There we go. A golden hue around my crotch. This is because my light bulb decided to fall out of the light fixture today and then trip the electric.
How did it just fall out?
I mean, it's a story for another time, Josh, but so I'm incredibly badly lit today, so I do apologise. It doesn't affect you at all, listener. You can't hear the bad lighting, but it might throw me off my game a little bit, so I do apologise. Gentlemen, we're doing good. We're okay. How are we on this August day? It's actually August.
Oh my
now.
God, it's August. Jesus Christ, where's the year gone?
I know, right?
It's kind of like halfway through.
It's not only halfway through, though, is it? It's 7 months.
Yeah.
Of being
8
completed.
months.
Yeah, we're kind of the Wednesday afternoon of the year, aren't we?
Happy hump day, everyone.
I wish. Jeez.
I could do with like an extra like 6. I feel like I've done what I'd planned to do by February.
Yeah.
So if we could get like an extra 6 months plonked on at the end of the year, just so that I could like maybe, get around to everything that I wanted to do.
Like enjoy yourself. Yeah. You've done all the boring work shit, but actual time to enjoy yourself. It's tough. It's tough, isn't it?
Aye.
The problem is, like, life is proportional, isn't it? Like when you're well young, when you're like in your primary school years, the proportion of your life, which is like the school holidays during summer, is like a bigger fraction of your life than it is at this point in your life. It's like minuscule, tiny little fractions now. It's like,
and we also don't all get 7 weeks off in the middle of the year either.
Yeah. There's a constant grind, like nose to the grindstone. Occasionally they'll throw you a bit of time, and you'll get to a certain point in the year and go, you haven't used all your overtime, so you need to now use it on this weird October afternoon.
Yeah,
you've got to use 4 weeks worth of overtime, so like worth of holiday in this next week. So just relax a bit harder.
Oh, yeah, that reminds me, I've got like 3 weeks where I'm not going to be here towards the end of September and start of October. I'll miss 3 casts in a row because, I hadn't used any holidays in the first 6 months of the year, and they're like, no, you've got to use them, but you can't use them on these dates, and these dates because other people have got them. So it's like, okay, well, I've got 6.5 weeks to use because you kept making me take time in lieu instead of overtime. So I'm using 3 weeks there. They went, oh, we don't do 3-week holidays. Great, I'm using 2 weeks and 4 days there.
That's it. And that is working life, isn't it? You have to ask permission when you can take your holiday. Sorry that I've not planned this time off in advance, but I thought that's how holiday worked. I've earned this. I should be able to have it. But life is that's life, isn't it? Right. We usually start off with a bit of news, don't we? We start off with a bit of news. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll start off with a little bit of speculation, because this one is not like a fish yet. So, sun amps. So
that is official.
Is it actual a fish now?
Yeah, Mission Engineering and Fender Musical Instruments Corp announced return of Sun amplifiers.
Nice. Yeah. So I mean, it was supposed to be announced today, so it has been announced. There we go. So, there's a website, and it says Sunrise, and allows visitors to register an email address, and has links to social media channels. So there's definitely a thing going on. Partnership with Mission, as you said. Sun amps are a type of amp. You've got some strong opinions on these, haven't you, Josh?
Yeah, I guess I don't have a problem with the amps as such. Like, they are very overpriced when you see them on Reverb or Facebook Marketplace, Guitar Exchanges, whatever. But, the users are of a demographic, shall we say, that like to smoke things that come from the earth, and, need I go on? Happy 420 day, etc.
Yeah, now bad time to say I'm going to Amsterdam in my 3 weeks off.
I mean, he's going to come back and he's going to have ordered a Sun amp. Like, I understand it. I understand it.
I understand it, though, yeah.
I mean, if you are required to take medicinal inspiration, shall we say.
Why are we saying we did a quiz called Pedal Weed Mind's Eye? Why are we bouncing around the word weed?
Well, it ties into a conversation I had on a post that Mishan Mansour from Periphery posted about wanting to do a tour that was like Periphery, Spirit Box and Sleep Token. And I said that Sleep Token are one of the most boring bands that I've listened to in the last 10 years. And everyone was like, you're just not listening to them properly. And I'm like, no, I'm listening to them. They're just fucking boring. And one dude was like, you need to get high and enjoy them. Fuck off. I don't need to get high to enjoy music. If you need to get high to enjoy music, then the music is not good.
I mean, that being said, people often say that Dark Side of the Moon is the ultimate, like, 420.
Yeah, but Dark Side of the Moon actually sounds good when you're sober as well. It might sound better if you're high. I don't know. I've never tried it, but it certainly doesn't sound shit if you're not high.
Yeah.
Although that's topical because he's just re-released that, hasn't he, Roger Waters?
Yeah, and I think this is a topic that we may be venturing into on the page.
Yeah, it's certainly not something I want to talk about somewhere where anybody can listen to what my opinions are on it.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those that we need to kind of stretch out.
Hide behind a paywall.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Speaking of people who are clearly high, Roger Waters. Maybe he might be into the whole sun amp thing.
Yeah,
but I mean, I've tried the Acapulco Gold, which is supposed to be very sun inspired, like really kind of sludgy, almost like big muff sounding, but like up to 11. There were obviously sun amps on the Helix as well. I've never tried an actual one, but they are very synonymous with the kind of stoner, doom, sludgy kind of tones. I thought that would be up your street, Josh, because you do venture towards some of those kind of gnarly, sludgy riff, like just like soaked in saturation riff tones.
I do, yes, but I, also prefer to have things called clarity in some of my instruments and not just a wall of like muffled noise.
Ironically, in the release, they don't mention any of these stonery, sludgy. Like it's all like, oh well, Pete Townsend and Jimi Hendrix and the Beach Boys and the Melvins used to use our amps. They don't mention that nobody playing that type of music is using them anymore. And actually, like, none of those people are famous for using sun amps. They might have used one at one point.
Yeah.
Nobody's remembering Jimi Hendrix's sun amps days, are they?
Yeah, like they're getting the classic sun amp in a box Jimi Hendrix tones. I think that's quite there, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like Beach Boys, did they have like a weird sludgy stoner phase in the 80s or something?
Must have done.
Maybe they were putting the fucking organ through it.
I mean, if they did, I'd be down with that because, like, the Beach Boys' vocal harmonies are just so crisp and so beautiful. I'd love to hear that juxtaposed with some
sludgy doom,
dirty sludgy doom. Yeah. Is it just me? Am I wrong?
I just think it'd be jarring.
Yeah, probably fucking would, yeah.
Just any time I've heard videos of people playing through them on, because I think there's a lot of people that play them in the Pedalboards of Doom group, and every time I've heard videos of it, I'm just like, absolutely not interested whatsoever. Give me a fuzz any day. That does what I need it to do. Not a £1,500 amp that just sounds like absolute ass.
Yeah, like a wet blanket fart.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, I think the beauty of having it on a pedal is that you can switch that off and then go back to like normal tones. If your amp sounds like that, there's not really much you can do, is there, I suppose? Right, gentlemen, who wants to go first with what we've been up to this week? Because we've all got caught up before. I think actually we're going to go with Josh because we've got a nice segue into a next thing, aren't we? So Josh, you've been a busy boy this week, haven't you? Really
I have.
Busy.
I have finally picked up like my big boy pants, and I am now a owner of a full-blown 100-watt valve head, and not the little 20 and not the little 20-watt lunchbox head that I had before. Not that the lunchbox heads are bad, but yes.
What lunchbox were you running?
I had the Engel Iron Ball.
Okay, they're pretty pokey, though, aren't they?
It was pretty good. I'm not going to lie, but it was. I don't know. Just I didn't use it all that much to to be fair. And when the Quad Cortex came out, I was like, okay, yeah, you can go. I want this now. So yeah, I've a friend of mine was having some issues with the amp, and he was like, "Hey, you can have it. You just got to try and get any of the issues fixed." And I said to him, "Well, what are the issues?" And he's like, "Well, I don't really know. The volume drops up and down, and it crackles and bits and pieces like that." And I was like, "Okay, so that sounds like a tube issue." I had a Google at looking at tube prices and had an instant heart attack.
Oh, they definitely aren't as affordable as they used to be, are
they? No. So when I got the amp and, brought it all upstairs, and then, we went out for the day. When I come home, I was like, okay, let's see what's what. So got out the pedal patch cables, made a speaker cable to the cab, because I thought might as well, rather than using a 20-foot long lead. Works perfectly fine.
So have you done that using like regular guitar cable?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, don't do that.
Uh-oh.
Why?
You need a speaker cable. They're totally different.
Yeah, thicker wire. Yeah, because they're designed to handle the amount of power that goes through it. So you'll be okay at low volumes, but in between now and next episode, just Google speaker cable. Like, you can get a Stag one for about £8, like just a short speaker cable. Really big, quite substantial cable. You need to get one if you're going to be running it at volume. He's doing it now.
Okay. No, I did not know that. As I see, this is the I have my Quad Cortex. Like, I've never needed to know whether I needed speaker cables or anything like that. I didn't know I needed that wizardry.
It's a good job that you haven't wound it completely open, because they can set on fire.
What?
Yeah, because it's running.
Because a guitar signal is like obviously created by the movement of strings through a magnet, so it's like half a volt.
Yeah, micro voltage. Yeah,
yeah. This is like 240 volts going through it. Yeah, you need a proper. I didn't realize when you mentioned that you'd made a cable earlier. I didn't cotton that you meant like the speaker cable. I thought you'd like create a patch cable somewhere.
Well, okay, I learned something new today.
There you go. We've prevented Josh's house fire.
To be honest, like me say about running, like obviously running at full volumes, it's fucking 100 watts. It's fucking loud. Like, I've got it literally just as the volume starts to come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, whew, that's got some hair to it. So naturally, this afternoon, I thought, well, Quad Cortex has MIDI. The amp has MIDI. Let's venture into the world of MIDI. And it was 2 hours of fucking about and about half an hour of actually playing the amp.
Cool. And what are your opinions? So I don't think we've mentioned the amp yet, have we?
So it's a Black Star Series 1 6L6. So if I'm aware, the 6L6 naturally has a little bit more low end than the EL84 versions, or EL34, sorry. I think they tend to be a bit brighter. I don't know too much about valves, really. Mm-hmm. But it's a mega amp. It's got it has a really nice clean channel, I will admit. I really like that. It's almost just glassy clean, and then it's got a warm switch as well. And it adds a little bit, like, a bit more, I wouldn't say saturation, but it just gives it a little bit more creaminess.
Yeah, you get like it's a character kind of shift, isn't it? Because you get like the kind of ultra modern, super clean, super sparkly, really like high definition tone, and then you switch the voice switch and it'll go to like slightly looser feeling, more mid range, less polished, but loads of character.
The way I would like actually kind of compare the two cleans is I would actually say like between like a Fender style clean and like a JC 120, Roland JC 120 style clean. That's what they seem to kind of be like.
Yeah.
A crunch channel, which is actually really nice. I've got the gain quite backed off on that, but like pushing the volume a little bit more, just to give it a little bit more character. OD1, which is, I would say, your British style, Marshall kind of JCM 900 style, sound.
Quite throaty, quite a bit of
very
bark to it, but not like extremely, extremely high gain.
Yeah, like it's got that kind of mid bump sort of sound to it, and then OD2, which is like your metal high gain, which I actually really, really like. I haven't quite got the settings where I want them to be yet.
Yeah.
I know Richard in Rammstein used these in the 2016 tour. He actually used 4 of them live.
Nice.
I've searched and searched for like photos of the settings that he was kind of running with that, but to no avail. I found a video at the best, and that was it. So I'm kind of just playing around with the settings and seeing how they sit at the moment.
Yeah.
At the moment, looking at the settings from here, because it's got the little white dots on the knob, so it's easy to see. The bass is kind of running 3 o'clock. I'm running the mid at 2, and I'm gunning the treble. So I'm just getting that kind of mid-range come through, but keeping the low end as well at the same time. But it is really good. It is really good. I was speaking to Matt before we come on the podcast about the ventures I was having with the MIDI, and I actually think I'm going to go and buy a small pedal board and have it for the amp, because the problem I found with the Quad Cortex is it's fine setting up like its own, like a pedal board on there for the Black Star. But if I take some of my patches, like the one I made for the Pedal Boards of Doom channel, which utilised like the hybrid mode and setting up the MIDI on that, because all of the patches that I've used on there have been made with amps, the volumes are all over the place.
Yeah.
There's no sort of there's no complete level field with them. Like I tried using my Rammstein one, took all of the amps and the speakers out, added the MIDI configurations in for it, but the volumes were just all over the place.
Yeah.
So I think if I'm going to be looking at using the amp more in the future, I think, it'll be a delay and a reverb and an EQ in the loop. And then maybe just like a drive, and I've got plenty of fuzz pedals to put in front of it. And I think that's all I'd really need for what I do. Maybe like an octave, like a POG or something like that. I can do it with the Quad Cortex, but I think I would rather just kind of actually just go more analog, so to speak.
Yeah.
With it.
You could have your analog rig there, couldn't you?
Yeah. But so far, I'm really pleased with it.
He's been converted to the analog side.
Let's not. If I had to pick out of the 2 rigs so far, I'm easily picking my Quad Cortex rig. There's no question, absolutely no question. But if I wanted just to have a little bit of, play around, do fuckery, then okay, this is.
Yeah. Wait until you get that at stage volume. I
can imagine it's fucking loud.
Yeah. Like take that on a stage, get the valves cooking, get the speakers working, because like speakers at low volume don't start to really start pushing the proper frequency ranges until you're getting loud enough to piss neighbours off. And then,
well, that's it. I've got it because it's got you can adjustable power knob on it, so you can go from 10 watts to 100 watts, and I've got it on 10, and the volumes at 9 o'clock. I cannot fucking gun it yet at the moment because it's just biblically loud.
Yeah. It's louder than God. But yeah, it's one of those.
It's louder than God standing on a Lego brick.
Like once you get it where you're like getting the tube saturation, you're getting the speaker frequencies working as well. It's another level. It's the reason why. I mean, I could run my entire gig from the HX Stomp, and it would be a lot more convenient for me. I could carry it in a little bag, and it'd be fine. I would get just such a convenient setup for my live gigging. But like running amps, I like running amps where they're getting a bit of volume, getting a bit of cook on.
I'm definitely not converted yet. I can see the lore behind, the lore behind it now.
Yeah.
Because it does sound good. I'm not going to lie. When you're running it through the speakers, it does sound good. But I would still argue that probably my quad cortex in the loop of it, and just using it as a power amp would be just as good. But once I get myself a little board for it and I can properly use it the way I imagine myself, then I'll be able to judge it properly, I think.
Yeah. And definitely worth like checking back on this one every so often to see if the tables turn on it.
It would be interesting as well to now, obviously, I've got an amp to capture with the quad cortex.
Yes, you do.
So, it's going to be very interesting to see if I can compare the two, but and see how they run.
Yeah, like do like an A/B comparison of this is what the tone is like through the actual amp, and this is what the quad cortex captures. Yeah, that'd be a really interesting, an interesting experiment with that. Right, you mentioned the company Blackstar. They've done a little something this week, haven't they?
They have indeed. Today, I think.
Indeed. So they're dipping their toes into the digital realm as well, and they're doing that via the medium of the St. James VST. So they're doing basically like a plug-in version of the St. James, which was a new one to their lineup. Was it last year or the year before? I know it's not.
I think it was last year.
Didn't it win the Nerd of the Nerds last year?
Nerd of the Nerd, possibly, yeah. And there's good reason for that. It's like a decent sounding, like all valve amp that is now very light, so it makes gigging a valve amp much more convenient. Fantastic. So the big selling point was neodymium speaker, like loaded cabs and combos that sound just as good as like the non-neo versions, and are really light. VSTs are much lighter, but you're not carrying VSTs to a gig usually. So look, there's a little bit of like, why this one first? But I kind of respect it because it's putting all the eggs in the basket of this as being their flagship model, which I think it's a strong look. It's got a strong following so far, and like with some of the Blackstar stuff, I know that like the HT stuff gets slated even to this day, even though like I've tried them. They're pretty good amps. They're not all that they were purporting to be. Like they're not all valve. They've got like a hybrid power section. So like people hated on them for that. This one is exactly what it was said to be, does exactly what it needs to, and is their like really big seller recently. So all new Blackstar St. James plugin companies attempt to break into the software market, designed from the ground up to emulate the original St. James amplifiers with both the EL34 and the 6L6 versions. It is not just, you don't just get amplifiers though, there is much more involved in this. So there's like built-in effects as well, isn't there? Let's have a look what you got. So we got there's noise gates in there as well. EL34s and 6L6s. You've got pre-effects and post-effects pedals. So they've got some of the stuff from the what is it? The Depth 10 series, like those pedals. So you've got like
10.
Compression, drive, chorus, phaser, which you can put like front end of the amp. You've also got, I assume post effects. We've got like EQ, we've got verb as well. Like again, depth 10 stuff.
What's the price?
This is where. So, what would you expect for something where you're getting like 2 voiced amplifiers, as well as like pre and post effects and EQ?
Well, the equivalent sort of thing for a neural plugin is between £17 and £100. So I'd expect that.
Yeah. So this is at the top end of that. This is 99 quid. Yeah. It seems like there's a bit of. I mean, it's also got like built-in. You get the choice of cabs as well by the looks of it, and like lots of adjustment with it. Running a stereo cab setup. However, it's like I was trying to justify it in my head. I bought Helix Native for around that price. In fact, actually, Helix Native was cheaper for me. I know if you were to buy Helix Native without owning the Stomp or the LT or any of those, it's somewhere in the region of about 2.5, 300-ish. But for that, you're getting not just 2 amps, you're getting
60.
Yeah, quite a lot of amps. You're getting multiple versions of chorus and phaser and tremolo and like optical tremolo and univibe and Leslie speakers and all of this. So you're getting like a wealth of effects, which you can put pre, you can put post, you can put them in like an effects loop that you can then mix between, like you can mix the specific amount. So it's giving you a lot of versatility over this for like what is like 2.5 times the price of just this, where you're getting a very prescriptive, you get some post effects, you get some pre effects, you get an EQ, you get a noise gate, but it's not movable, it's not switchable. For some people that might be a good thing because they've already thought about the signal chain, they've already thought about what this amp sim needs to make it sound good, and given the options to switch between them and to like personalize it to your own tastes. But for me, it's steep. It's a real steep price. Like, especially considering this is their first foray into it. It's steep.
Yeah, it's a lot, especially when you can buy better for about the same price.
Yeah. Is this up to the standard of neural?
And my other question is, who wants exactly the St. James tone? Like, the whole selling point of that amplifier is it was a good lightweight valve amp.
Yeah.
Not that it was the best sounding valve amp in its price point.
I mean,
no, it's the most lightest plug-in.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, yeah. I mean, so if you are someone who runs a St. James and you've got that sound, you've got all of your gear set up to sound good through that, and you want to do some recording but don't want to then go to a practice room and mic it and whatnot, for an extra 99 quid, you could then get the convenience of that at like home studio volumes where you're not even like silent rigs. It might be good for that. But like, yeah, I think you've knocked the nail on the head a little bit there. It's not that iconic of a sound, is it?
Yeah, you're not getting the like with some of the stuff that Neural have released and some of the sort of the companies have released, like, you know, their iconic sounds. This isn't an iconic sound. This is a sound that's been out there for less than 12 months.
Yeah.
So nobody is like not heard of nobody. Like, I can't imagine anybody who doesn't own a St. James searching for a St. James plugin.
Yeah, it's a tough sell, but they offer a free trial on it, which could be worth downloading and giving a go to see if it's any good. Yeah, I think. Yeah, they could have done a range, not just do the St. James, but do the Series 1 that's been there. That is their true flagship, isn't it? Because that's been there since the start.
Yeah.
Do
like a suite, like how Neural have like 3 or 4 amps. You could have something like a HT1, a HT5, a Series 1, and the St. James. Having, those sorts of things, because, you're going to get different tones from a HT1, you'll probably get less low end. HT5 is probably going to sound a little bit more boxy. Series 1 will do everything, I don't know what the St. James is necessarily like.
I mean, they wouldn't even have to go like that. They could literally do the St. James, which is, they've done at like 50 and 100 watts. The Series 1 that they've done at 50 and 100 watts. The HT that they've done at 50 and 100 watts. Was it the Artisan they had as well?
The Plexi.
Yeah, so again, you just 50 and 100 watts or whatever. So you just pick the 50 watt of all of them and go, here's the 4 kind of...
Yeah, the tones of
gigging style Black Star amps.
If they did that, the £100 price point would be a load more justifiable, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You've got 4 different flavours of all of the Black Star sounds.
Yeah.
They also did those studio amps as well, didn't like the Studio 10.
Studio 20, Studio 40.
They were good. They were really good.
Yeah, so, yeah, I mean, you can swap any, like, as much as the HT were great for the price point, maybe drop the HT out and do the other 4.
Yeah.
Like, do the Artisan, the Studio, the
Series 1
and the St. James.
Yeah. I'd be happy with that. Like, not even necessarily altering much else. Still having like the switchable cabs. Like it says 9 Black Star speaker cabinets with 6 microphones each. That's a really cool idea. Having the post and pre effects, and then being able to switch out between different versions of the Black Star suite. That'd be really good. But this is just it feels like a 40-50 quid plugin that they're trying to sell for twice the price.
Yeah. Like with the neural ones as well, at least like with the pre and post effects within the neural plugins, you can move them around. So if you want your reverb around, if you want that in front of the amp, you can move it in front of the amp. If you want the synth from the Rabea one before the amp, you can, or if you want it in post, you can. It needs for that price, it needs to be having more of the features like that, being able to move them around as much as you want.
Yeah. I'm just going to throw it out here as well. There's a company, I can't remember their name. It sucks I can't remember the name. But they did...
STL Hub?
No. They did some like an amp called the Black Sun. And it was basically like the Artisan. And it looked really similar in this, like to this setup where you've got like pre-effects, post-effects. And they were selling that amp for like $9.99. So
it wasn't Amplitude, was it?
It wasn't. No, it wasn't Amplitude. I can't remember who it was, but I've got it when they were doing it for free. Like they did this amp for free, and then you could get like the suite for like $9.99. So I've got basically like an Artisan. I think it was like a low watt Artisan, like a 20 or something, with a couple of different cabs. Some pre and post effects, and it sounds great. Like, don't get me wrong, it sounds fantastic. It's about 10's worth for plug-in for me. So yeah, I think Black Star may have swung a miss here. But then again, like if they post it up for 40 quid now and people are going, oh, this is wicked, you should have charged more for this. They won't be able to. Whereas if they put it up at that high price point and then do sales, I don't know. I'm not
essentially.
I'm not a business exec, but it stinks.
What's that meme of Bart Simpson with the cake? At least you tried.
Yeah. Right, gentlemen. Let's go on to another. What have we been up to, Matt? Do you want to kick us off? Because you've got quite a bit of stuff.
Yeah, I guess like the main thing I've done is I did a gig at the weekend where I've used the revalved Marshall for the first time.
Nice.
Which meant I needed to have a board that didn't have the hotcake, because I think the hotcake really is a Vox drive pedal.
It is, yeah.
And it was a charity do. It's the first, like, a lot of people in the UK will have done these type of gigs all the time. It's the first time I've ever done it where like there's 5 bands on in it the night, and you've got like a 10 minutes changeover between the bands. And like we were lucky enough that like all of the bands got like set up time in the day, so we were there at 4:00 setting up, and then doors were at 7:30. And we were on at like 10 to 10 or something like that. But like, yeah, I just went, right, okay, we're doing a 50-minute set. I don't need half the pedals on my board. So rather than breaking down the other board, I will just set up a mini pedal board. I need a few different drive sounds, a tuner, and a reverb pedal.
Nice.
So I set up a board. I had the Dr. Green tuner that I've got.
I've got that one.
Hot Coals. I had a Messiah, and I had an Antares, and then I had the Hall of Fame.
Nice.
And just, yeah, built a little board. And oh my God, it was so freeing on stage. I wasn't tripping over the board. I wasn't like we had to move, obviously, set up, have the board on stage, then move it behind stage. I didn't have to unplug two different power supplies. It wasn't worried about lifting the board up and one of the power supplies falling off the bottom of it because it was on the top. It was, why do I run such a big pedal board?
Because tone, Matt. Because tone.
Yeah, and like because I need chorus for like 3 songs, and I need fucking an octave for a couple of songs, and actually compressors work and sound good. But
They do.
like I literally, and I was saying to Josh, like we were asked to keep the volume quote reasonable on stage. I had the high. Is it high treble or just high? There's 2 channels on the plexi heads. There's normal and there's
normal and bright. Let's say.
Yeah, I had the normal on about 4 because it's a quieter channel, and I had the bright initially on 1, and apparently I was too loud, so I was literally having to like feather it down to it, like because that's such a loud channel. I had to feather it down to like almost like halfway between 0 and 1, and in the end I just ran it on 1 and was like, okay, well I'll use the light drive side of the Messiah as my kind of sound, and then just wound the volume back a little bit just that the amp actually had some
so we attenuated at the front end, kind of
almost like running with the volume down on the guitar, but not quite, just because I needed to have that kind of that cut through a little bit. But yeah, like I managed to do a gig with an amp that I have revalved and it didn't break, so I think I'm proud of myself, even though it's not
absolute
really
win.
It's not a real achievement, but it feels like one.
Hey, like you got it, King. Let's not put you down.
But yeah,
I got MIDI to work, so we've both done an accomplishment.
Yeah,
yes,
no, it's been good, and I've got a gig this weekend coming up, and I'm going to have to run the simplifier because it's a venue that doesn't allow amps on stage.
Oh no!
And I'm thinking about, bearing in mind that I can run all the drives off one of the outputs of the little fuel tank that I've got on this thing, which gives me 2 more outputs still. So I can probably just slam the simplifier onto this board that I've just made, just run that rather than faffing around with like a big board or anything.
This seems like you're thinking out loud here. This is.
It's kind of like what I've been planning, but like I just need to get around to doing it. I also need to go because it's a small stage, which is why they don't allow amps on stage, which means the band is going to have to drop the keyboard songs, which means we've got like songs that we haven't played for like 3 years coming back into a set list. So I actually probably need to do some practicing at home because we're not going to have a rehearsal because that band hasn't rehearsed in years. We were talking about it, and like we've done 3 rehearsals in the last 3 years, and for every one we've just come with a list of songs that we haven't played before, learned those songs, and then gone away again. We've not actually like rehearsed songs that we know since before the pandemic.
That's living life on the edge of your seat.
I mean, we play together so often that it doesn't really matter. But yeah, like I say, we're going to have to, like, we've got to fill 2.5 hours, which means, given that I would say about an hour of our stuff involves keyboards, we're going to have to find an hour's worth of old material to throw together. And just, it'll be fine.
Just do the generic cover bands and just do Rebel Yell and Sweet Child of Mine.
This band is does more like Arctic Monkeys and Kings of Leon and Killers and Kaiser Chiefs. It's more like it started off as like a 2000 indie band cover, and then we started throwing some older stuff into because when you're at a wedding, Granny doesn't know who the Kaiser Chiefs are. So you have to kind of so we do a few bits and bobs of older stuff, but yeah, for the most part, it'll be like throwing Pigeon Detective songs in that most of us have forgotten exist.
I mean,
Pigeon Detectives. I've not heard that name for fucking years.
I fucking love the Pigeon Detectives. Absolutely love them.
You could put them in a room with just the Pigeon Detectives, and I would still struggle to pick them out.
Oh, their first album came out about the same time as the Arctic Monkeys' first album, and I was more into the Pigeon Detectives than I was the Arctic Monkeys for a little bit.
Give me a song. What am I?
I'm Not Sorry. What's the one? Fucking hell! Now you put me on the spot, and I'm terrible at things when you put me on the spot. It's another. There's another song where it's about a girl who's 17. And all my head is going it's that Beatles song, and I'm going, it's not the Beatles song. The Beatles aren't the Pigeon Detective.
I mean,
but yeah, I'll send you a link to the album on Spotify later. But yeah, I love the Pigeon Detectives when I was young. But yeah, it'll be thrown together that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'll have to put a board together with the simplifier, and I think rather than just putting it on my main board, I'm just going to put it on this mini board, and it'll be fine. And then the last thing I've done is we spoke about a UK builder last week in Stuart Tate.
We did.
And he has taken on some of the feedback, and he's still commenting on that post, and people are still giving him more advice, and he's taking a lot of it on board, and he's done a 25% off sale.
Nice.
Which meant that Germanium Raise the Dead was 150 quid.
The last one as well.
I think I bought one, and he's gone, there's one left. Yeah. So I think there were two, but it might be the last one.
Nice.
But yeah, I picked up the Germanium Raised. I was like, and it's in an all black enclosure as well. It's like the blackout version.
Yeah.
It's not the standard pedal with the black knob, which is how he was doing the Germaniums for a while. It's like a black.
Yeah, because he's doing them black with the just a white version of the zombie hand now, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, it looks so good.
Yeah.
I just love that aesthetic.
It looks so cool, and that would be, if I ended up having two boards, one for the Marshall and one for the Vox, I'd then have two Raise the Deads and two Antareses.
Yeah, yeah. The Germanium one's a slightly lower gain than the silicon one, so it'd work. I think probably better with the Marshall. Run it a little bit hotter.
Yeah.
Because it's like a smooth sound as well. It's
Yeah, I can see that.
I do like the Germanium Raise the Dead. I like all the Raise the Dead. I featured a Raise the Dead on a video I did this week, but we're not going to mention that just yet because we've mentioned Marshall, haven't we? We've mentioned Marshall, and they've done a pretty big thing since last week. Like they were teasing it, and then after we'd finished the cast, it was like, oh yeah, we've got this. So this is it's a week old, but it's well worth mentioning. They are doing a range of within the studio range. So they did the studio, the Plexi Studios, didn't they? And then
they did the Studio Classic and the Studio Vintage, right? Was it?
Yeah,
SC and SV. No, Studio Vintage and Classic was the JTM 800, wasn't it? That was right. Yeah,
so they're basically doing lower wattage tributes to classic Marshalls.
Yeah.
They're continuing on that theme in the best way possible. So they're doing basically the JTM 45 in a 20 watt combo and a 20 watt head.
Yeah.
Just phenomenal. The
first thing I saw as well is they fucked off the 10-inch speaker that they had for the combos for both of the others. They've got back to a 12-inch speaker in the combo, which they're clearly listening to people finally. They're actually listening because it's a 12-inch in the combo as well as in the like 212 cab as well.
Yes. Yeah. So, I mean, they're clearly listening to our Patreon episodes is what they're doing. You're welcome, Marshall, because I want to see you succeed, basically. I would be absolutely distraught if Marshall ended up not being Marshall anymore.
Yeah.
It'd be like Gibson not creating guitars anymore. As much as like they're outdated and like things have come on since, and there's probably people doing single cuts better than Gibson, and definitely their price points are yeah, not reflecting the quality, shall we say. It would be heartbreaking if Gibson just went, yeah, we're not doing it anymore.
Yeah, sod it. Fuck it.
Yeah, same with Marshall. So Marshall making an absolute win here, basically. So let's have a look at some of the specs on it, because, yeah, basically aiming towards the JTM 45, which, in my opinion, probably is the Marshall that I gravitate towards the most. Kind of warmer, lower gain, just really nice. Just
and
nice.
who out of the three of us technically owns a full beans JTM? Me.
Well, there you go. So JTM, 2 matching 20, 112 and a 212 cabinet join the lineup. They've got
and they're creambacks as well, aren't they?
Nice. No, yeah, they are creamback. Yeah,
instead of because the other two are vintage 30s.
I mean, vintage 30s are still pretty good.
Yeah, but obviously this is aiming at that original Marshall sound with the greenbacks.
They've got 5881 power tubes. I don't even know what a 5881 is. Like, they've got ECC 83s, which are basically 12AX7s.
Yeah.
In the preamp and the phase convert. It's a phase splitter. I think it's phase converter, but 2 power tubes are 5881s. I don't even know what that is.
I assume it's a Marshall own thing because I've never heard of them.
Yeah, so there's a DI out on it as well, a serial effects loop, and it's that they're not limited to the ohm that they can accept. So you can do 16, 8, or 4, which is brilliant.
Yeah, it's literally the same back plate as the SV, the one that I've got.
Yes, it's just good. Like, they've thought about it. They've really, really, really considered all of the features on it. There's no like, here's a Bluetooth like editing mode or like a USB out.
It's got RGB behind the side.
I mean, fuck it, I'm sold on that. Like, you've just sold me on RGB. But like, they're a proper classic looking Marshall, aren't they? Like, they've got the kind of tweed and black Tolex look.
Yeah.
They've got the classic four input Marshall look of like the classics. It just looks good. And the best thing about it as well, the 20-watt combo, which is the most expensive bit out of the lot of them, comes in under $1,000. It's like 997.
Yeah, and the head is exactly the same price as the Studio Vintage and the Studio Classic. Like, they're not trying to say, oh, this is new, so it's more expensive than anything else. Like, they're coming out at what the other ones are out at the moment.
Yeah. So I think Marshall take Gear of the Year here, don't they? Just straight up.
If I didn't have the SV, I'd have looked at one of these. Although I do think I probably prefer the sound of the Plexi more when I think of the classic, like the vintage Marshall tones. But at the same time, I guarantee that this will be a slightly better pedal platform, which is what I'm using the SV for. Yeah,
and I think that's kind of where I'm at. It's low gain. It's a slightly softer sound as well. They're slightly less like bitey than the SV, aren't they? And I like that. I like the very kind of bluesy orientated. That's me to a T, and they look fantastic. I am not in the market for an amp, but if I go into 2014 having owned one of these,
2014,
2024, sorry. If I go into 2014, owning
You own one, then fucking get us on that fucking gravy train of lotto numbers.
Time travel. If I get into 2024, owning one of these by the end of the year, it being my gigging amp, because like a 20 watt amp is just, it's perfect. It's just perfect. Like I've got a 30 watt at the moment. I've got a 30 watt PV Classic 30, and that's too loud. It's just too loud. I
bet you that Marshall is too loud as well.
It probably will be, yeah.
If it's anything like, and the other thing is like, it's also not a master volume, so just like that's the one downside to the SV is there's no master volume, so you can't cook the channel.
Yeah, high treble and normal, yeah. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Would you not be able to get a modder to put a master volume on it?
I don't want to.
No, it's usable enough, isn't it? And it like the combo as well just looks so fucking classy.
I mean, I'm half considering selling some gear and getting one of these.
Run that and the Studio Vintage in stereo.
Shit, man.
Or run wet dry wet with the two Marshalls wet and the Vox with mud.
Not the only thing that's going to be wet. Shit, man.
Only for the bigger gigs, like on the outdoors.
Yes. So it's very.
And you were like such a knob turning up with 3 amps to do that sort of rig. Sam Mann would just be. There's that cricket meme with the guy with his hands on his hips. That meme one.
I've done a gig with 3 amps once, and to be fair, one of them I used as a monitor because we were out. We'd run out of monitors, and I could never hear myself on stage. And I was running in stereo at the time, and I just bought an extra ABY and used an amp in front of me as foldback monitor. But the drummer got really pissy because he couldn't hear anything apparently because I was using a 15 watt valve amp as a monitor.
Yeah, it was too good at monitoring.
And obviously it was pointed at my knees, which means I wasn't getting too much, so I cranked it up a bit, and he's just getting like a face full of...
like full-on mat. Nice. Right, I'm gonna round us off with what I've done this week. We've got one last little bit of news, but I reckon we can do it in 2 sentences. So I'm going to mention what I've done this week. Today, literally about 2 hours ago. No, it's more than that now. Shit, it's pretty late. Some hours ago.
Some of us are in work tomorrow.
It sucks to be you. TC Electronic released the DC30. They released like 3 of the Ampworks series pedals. Josh, you have one. You've got the Jim 45.
Jim's 45.
Jim's 45.
Wonder what that's based on.
Got to be like a Hendrix Sun amp, hasn't it? Jason has got the Fender one. What's it like? The super or deluxe
60. Combo 65, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a little bit jealous. I'm not going to lie, because that had like the spring reverb built in. But I got the AC30 one, and I was happy with that because I haven't played an AC30 before and wanted to get the experience of an AC30. I mean, obviously I've played like the AC Tone and stuff. Matt, you've told me it's not necessarily the most authentic.
I would say in the lighter gain stuff that you played, the high end sounded like a Vox amp. The low end was not quite Vox flavored, and then after that, I think it sounded less and less like a Vox as the video went on.
Right, so I think I might have cracked why this is the case, because I was using the DI with the cab sim. The cab sim is Alnico blue based, and you're greenback.
I'm a greenback person.
Yeah, which naturally has got kind of thicker mid range and a lower bottom end.
And other people rave over those Alnico blues, and I don't particularly care to know the difference, but also B, all of the ones with Alnico blues that people rave over are the AC15, and they're a single 12, and you couldn't pay me to listen to a Vox single 12 because a Vox needs a 212. It just does. It's always like it's always been a 212 amp. Everything you've ever heard it on is in a 212. Like the occasional 412 back in the like AC50 days of the like late 60s, but
yeah, those were wild. They were, weren't they?
And
fuck me,
yeah. And I'm always of the opinion of a 212 sounds better than a 112. I would rather hear a 212 with two shit speakers in it than a 112 with a fancy speaker.
Yeah,
like it just there's something about the way that a 212 cab itself is made that changes the sound enough that it doesn't matter what speaker you've got in a 112, a 212 will always sound better, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, I would agree.
I mean, I imagine this was based on the 212.
Yeah, you'd have thought so. But yeah, like
in one speaker, it doesn't really make a great deal of difference at that point, does it?
Yeah, and yeah, I'm not really one for the Alnico Blue. Like you say, it's more mid-rangey, which the Vox is fairly mid-range voiced anyway. You don't have any control over it. You only got a low end and a high end on the top boost channel, and you've only got a tone control on the normal. The cut. Yeah, the tone cut, which is just a tone control with a reverse log pot, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I had loads of fun making it, and some of the tones that I was getting out of it were like legitimately impressive. I really liked doing the Queen stuff because you've got to, haven't you? You've got to at least have a crack at the Queen stuff if you are doing an AC style pedal.
Yeah, I'm not sure. For me, it was quite Queen voiced by that point, but it was certainly like you looked like you were having fun by that point.
Well, definitely was. Yeah. I mean, there was some really cool stuff, and as I mentioned, I managed to crack out my Mark 1 Raise the Dead on the Yardbird style track. I got to pretend to be Jimmy Page without the questionable. Yeah, I got to pretend to play like Jimmy Page, shall we say?
Yeah, without the offstage antics, shall we say?
Yeah, yes, yeah. That's
the polite way to.
That's the clean way of putting it. Yeah. So yeah, I thought I've had loads of fun with it. It's really, really versatile, and my previous solution to my amp blowing up was the TC Impulse. I can see this going in the gig bag and being like a much more feature-rich version of that, because you've got two channels. Like you've got an A and B channel that it remembers the settings that you've put for each of those channels. Like it's the same amp, but you can set it in two different ways. So you could have a clean and a dirty. On top of that, you can have a boost, like a separate boost for each of those channels. That makes it just hugely versatile, just hugely. So I could see that being my like all-encompassing backup for gigs. It's like it would make a solid backup.
Yeah.
And then today, I'm not going to go so much into it, but today a little present came through the post. And let's just say something that has been doing rather well on my channel, a video that has been doing rather well on my channel. I don't think it would take like Sherlock Holmes to figure out what I'm talking about here. Inspired me to make another purchase from this particular German establishment. And we shall say no more about that, because I think there will be a video coming out of it very, very soon. So definitely watch back. But I suppose we're at time now, aren't we? We've just crested the hour mark. And I'm going to extend a thank you to our listeners. I'm also going to extend a cheeky little thank you to our sponsor, Affordable. Check them out, affordable-pedals.co.uk. Just, I've written the word hyphen because I knew. Well, Matt knew that I would say affordablepedals.co.uk. Now there's a hyphen in the middle, or a dash if you are that way inclined. So big thank you to our listeners. You guys, awesome as always. Mega extra special thank you to our Patreon backers, who for as little as $2 a month, you can be part of that exclusive crew. Let's get it to 10. Let's see if we can crest that 10 mark, because then we will play what was it? Whose nipple is it anyway? That we were doing like over on Patreon.
Forgot about that.
Oh, brilliant!
Yeah, I'd forgot about that as well.
But like,
Does that mean I'm going to go home and take a nipple selfie?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't even know if that's a thing.
Well,
it is now.
It is now, yeah. Well, it's not quite yet. We're at 8 backers at the moment. We need to get to that 10 mark. And we will play Whose Nipple Is It Anyway? I might even throw some celebrity nipples in there just to...
Come on, Jason. We know you listen to the podcast. Do your bit.
There we go. Nice. Right, so our page backers, I've not written them down. Shit, I'm going to have to do this from memory. Let's see how Mr. Budget Pedal.
I thought you did it from memory anyway.
I do most of the time, but it's getting to a point where it's becoming unmanageable in my feeble little mind. So I need prompting. Let's see if I can do it. So we've got Adam Yeomans of Chev Tone Effects. We've got Mr. Andrew Binson of The Rising of the Lights. We've got Mr. Doug Christ of the 37 Effects Company. We've got Masters of the Cinematic Universe podcast and the Just Surprise Me podcast. We've got the 2 best of buddies. We've got Mr. Hugh G. Rection. We have got Mr. Mike Oxlong. Indeed. We've got Mr. Fletcher of Fletcher Pickups, Ben Fletcher of Fletcher Pickups, who I've been mentioning this week to Mr. Affordaboard, just going, go on, do it. He's after some P90s that says, you ain't getting better. You just aren't getting better than Fletcher's P90s. We've got Mr. Brian Gower of the Tone Jets podcast, of the Second Button podcast, and the Off the Rails podcast. We need to hear some more Second Button. It's been a while. Come on, boys. Make it happen. Who have we got after Mr. Brian Gower? We've got Mr. Ross Philpotts. We've got we've got Diabetes Foot.
Yep.
And that's it. Yes! I don't know if Diabetes Foot is related to anything, really. Like anything that Diabetes Foot needs shouting out. Maybe the
peripheral vascular disease and not checking their blood sugars enough.
There you go. I mean, nerdy science words strikes again. Right, gentlemen. We're going to do some plugs. I'm going to start off. I am Mr. BudgetPedalChap. You find me at Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Threads. YouTube, of course, is the home to the No Talk or Tone series. That is all /BudgetPedalChap. Yeah, like Threads, I'm having an absolute blast with. I don't know if I'm using it properly, but I'm just using it to shout at the world. So,
old man shouts at cloud.
Yeah.
It basically feels like the early days of Twitter, but you have more people there because Instagram drags it across. But the problem is you followed people on Twitter because you liked interacting with what they were talking about. You used to follow people on Instagram because they were vapid and all about how they looked, which means half of my feed is just the thoughts of people that actually I don't care about their thoughts at all. That's the one problem with Threads.
Yeah, I'm hopefully bucking that trend by putting thought-provoking guitar-related nonsense on there. And everyone, like, feel free to involve me in any conversations. I'm happy to do it. Matt, where can we find you?
Yeah, so it'd be Twitter, Instagram, and Threads at @heel_MattQ.
It's not Twitter anymore. It's X.
Oh shit! Yeah, it's not Twitter anymore. Well, it depends. If you look at the outside of my so I've got all my social media in a social networking folder on my iPhone, and on the front of the folder it's still Twitter. But when you open the folder big, it turns to X.
I mean, Elon is doing everyone a fucking solid here, isn't he? Like, your browsing history says X video. You go, no, I was just looking at Twitter videos. Of course I was. What'd you take me for?
I mean, he was talked out of. He was literally voted out of PayPal's board for trying to turn that into X.com. And 23 years later, he's managed to get his X.com, and it's causing people to leave in floods.
Nice, yeah, cool. Josh, where can we find you, my man?
You can find me at the Corona Mortis on Instagram and Threads, and you can find me at Josh Castle TCM on YouTube, and you can also find us at Pedalboards of Doom on Instagram and YouTube as well.
I mean, I always don't shout that out, and I really should. I put a lot of effort into those Pedalboards of Doom videos for me to not promote them. A lot of fucking
You promote
effort.
them earlier on in the podcast. It's fine.
Yeah, I guess. Right, so gentlemen, that'll be us for this week. So from myself, Mr. Budget Pedal Chap, from oh my gosh, it is Josh, and from Mr. Matt Quine. So bye, Matt.
Bye, Matt.
Woo. It will be a tatty bye, and good night for this week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. I was asked whether I prefer breasts or thighs. I said, well, no, both are nice. But what I really like is a nice wet insert word that we can't put on the Patreon. Can we put on the podcast? Yes, we can. Fuck it. I really like a nice wet pussy. Apparently, that was the wrong reply. I'm now banned from KFC.
Oh, dear.